Our next question comes from Metal Gamer 97. Nice to see you again. This guy's actually talked to me a lot in PMs. His question is,
what do you think of Donkey Kong Country Returns so far, and how do you think it will affect the series?
I'm gonna leave this question entirely to Jonin.
Okay, fair enough. One slight disclaimer that I have to make here. If you mean, what do I think of the game so far in terms of gameplay? I can't answer that, and I can't answer it for a while, and here's the simple reason why, because whilst it's out by now in America, it was released on something like November the 20th, it's not out until December the 3rd in the United Kingdom. And to make things worse, I have to wait until Christmas to get it, so until Christmas, I won't be able to play the game. So, I've actually stayed as far away from any Donkey Kong fan site as possible because I do not want any spoilers for that game. And after like the 4th trailer, I stopped watching it after that because I didn't want any more spoilers. So, yeah, just a quick thing to everyone. If you have played Donkey Kong Country Returns, please refrain from giving away spoilers. Otherwise, and I mean this in the nicest possible way,
I will hunt you down and then carve out all of your organs before playing the most gruesome juggling game you've ever seen.
So yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, yes, I'm just making my point perfectly clear.
Yeah, point made. Moving on.
What I think of Donkey Kong Country Returns based on trailers, I think it actually looks really, really fun so far. It's being given the new Super Mario Bros. Treatment in that it's got incredibly hard, fast-paced gameplay, but I've heard that a lot of the people who haven't played Donkey Kong Country before then played this actually had a lot of hard time on it, so it should be a very action-based platform, and I'm really liking it. And also, strangely enough, there's like the 3rd trailer, it's like showing a little more glimpses of the cutscenes, and honestly, I actually really like the idea of it. It's kind of, the characters have no dialogue, but they're just sort of making gestures and the like, and there's actually one interactive element, because one of the trailers kind of like shows what I'm guessing is a clip from the opening cutscene, which is like Donkey Kong sees bananas taken away, and then one of the floaty tiki heads kind of just sort of floats up to DK menacingly, pushes him back in his house, and then there's like a motion for you to kind of waggle the Wiimote and the nunchuck together like a drum, and then you just see the other house like bulging outwards before DK just kicks the tiki out of his house and sends him flying, which is...
That is amazing.
Yeah, so... Yeah,
all I can say is eat your heart out, Captain Falcon.
Yeah, it's Donkey Punch all the way, baby. But yeah, essentially, I like the... and also from what I've seen, there may also be some cutscenes in levels that set up certain sequences, so all of that looks really awesome. Now, how it will affect the series, it's kind of hard to tell since it's sort of been a while since anything's really happened to the series, Mike. I think the first thing that it might do is get a lot of people interested in Donkey Kong again, but there's one thing I've noticed, which has actually made me pretty intrigued, is that a lot of the comments I've seen on stuff like IGN and GameSpot when it's come out is, I've never played Donkey Kong Country before, but I might give this a look. So it might even attract a lot of new people to the series, which I think can be a good thing. The only slight negative impact I could possibly foresee is that certain characters might not appear, and if Retro gains full control of the series, they may not appear for a while, but again, that has to be wait and see. Once I've played it and we get back to you in the new year, I will have a full review then, and I should be able to tell you, although honestly it might just be me fangasming throughout the entire thing.
Wow, I left that entire question up to you and it turned out you didn't play it. Just like me, that was my problem.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess based on trailers, is there anything you want to add, Sven, or?
Yeah, I'm going to play it, and I'm probably going to enjoy it. That is all. Our next question comes from Mandu5. Interesting name.
What do you think would be Game of the Year 2010, and what do you think about the 3DS, and which game would you prioritize getting for it?
To start this question off, I have no idea what will be Game of the Year 2010 and really don't have a guess because I haven't looked at the contenders. Something tells me that the game is going to end up being a Call of Duty simply because that always happens.
Yeah.
And as for the 3DS, my opinion is stop making new versions! There are too many DSs, I swear.
Okay. I think, to be fair, it's a completely new console. I'll get more to that in a bit. First of all, to answer the first part of the question, by the way, I'm Andu. Okay, what do I think will be Game of the Year 2010? I have absolutely no idea because, I'm not just saying this, 2010 had a lot of great stuff. I mean, just taking a list of games I played this year, there's so much good stuff. I mean, like, Pokemon Heart Gold, Silver, that was great. Spirit Tracks, that was awesome. There was Mario Galaxy 2 was a good platformer. I don't think of some non-Nintendo stuff. Actually, yeah, I mean, so many great games that came out this year. I would have a really hard time trying to pick what I would say could or should be Game of the Year 2010. So,
yeah, basically, I don't think either of us know the official contenders. I just happen to think that it's probably going to be a mainstream game because, unfortunately, that's how things work. I'm not saying that these games are bad. In fact, I'm a Call of Duty fanboy. But that's just how I think it's going to end up in the end.
Yeah. The second question, I'm kind of semi-curious because at first I thought it was just another version of the DS, but it turns out it is a completely new console with a bit more power behind it, and it's got a lot of extra features, etc. But on the other hand, 3D is never really something that sold me. I mean, I'm not one of these people who's got like a militant campaign like, we must end 3D now, we must stop people from ripping us off for money, and etc, etc. No, it's never really impressed me either. Like, I've gone to cinemas and put the 3D glasses on, I thought, it's okay. It's kind of distracting having some things flying at the screen, but...
Yeah, I'm pretty much apathetic about 3D too. Really? That's all I can say about it, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah, so the 3D aspect, even if it's with games, I mean, I am glad that Nintendo's found a way to make it 3D without forcing you to wear glasses everywhere you go, but I'm saying that alone is not going to sell me. What is selling me, however, is the game list, which is actually kind of interesting. Now, the new big hit Nintendo title, which they put a lot of announcements for, is ironically the one I have absolutely no interest in, which is the brand new Kid Icarus game. I'm sorry, I've never been a Kid Icarus fan. I played the original through that Brawl Masters demo thing they had in the Smash Bros. Brawl, and I honestly wasn't impressed. And I was less impressed when I found out that to get the perfect end for that game, you not only had to collect every item, you had to kill every enemy, and you weren't allowed to miss a single shot. Ever.
Yeah. That's one more way to turn me completely off of getting that game.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that I didn't give a damn about it.
Although, to be fair, the 3D version looks like a completely different game anyway, but even so, I'm just not interested in Kid Icarus. I was not one of those people who was demanding a new game with it. But there are lots of other games that are out. There's a brand new Paper Mario, which has got me interested. And there are two games which, due to lack of money and hardware in certain cases, there are two games are actually pretty interesting. The first of all is Super Street Fighter 4, which is being imported to the 3DS, which, as a Street Fighter fan, I'll admit I actually really like that, particularly since I've actually been following the storyline of Street Fighter 4 a lot recently, especially since I kind of like the anime cutscenes, and I love the voice cast of that game. Except for Akuma's voice. Akuma is a bit meh. Also, secondly, is a Tales of the Abyss remake, which, as a Tales of fanboy, I'm also looking forward to, and I'm hoping, and this is going to be a vain hope because I've been disappointed many times before, but I'm hoping that not only do Namco actually release it in English this time, they also release it beyond the shores of America, because, you know, there are some European Tales of fans here who are kind of getting annoyed here. The fact that we have to wait at least, I don't know, a year after games are localized in America before someone decides to localize it. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we found Jonin's touchy subject again.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I think the same way about it, because I really think it's stupid waiting that long, because you're seriously limiting your fan base, dudes.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that Namco's attitude to localization is essentially, oh yeah, this did well, see if anyone wants to localize it for us. Do you? No, okay, it just won't get outside of Japan. Damn you!
Yeah, Namco is pretty much the worst of all of them. At least Nintendo... Nintendo's been actually very weird lately, so I don't know what to say about them, because there are games that they release a few months after the North American release, and there are some games that they release in Europe before the North American release, so I have no idea what to think of them, but Namco are bastards. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, they definitely are. But those are the games I'd prioritise getting for them personally, like the Street Fighter as a bit of the new Paper Mario. Layton, maybe I've been curious about that series, but I haven't really got into it. And as for the two main remakes which everyone's talking about, Ocarina of Time 3D and Star Fox 64 3D, I'm iffy about those for the simple reason that, okay, something I'm going to say right now, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are basically a masterclass of how you should remake a game. You should give it a facelift, update it, correct everything that didn't work, and, best of all, add new features that actually make the playing through the game a second time worth it. If you do not add anything to these two games, don't get me wrong, Star Fox 64, or Light Out Wars as it was called over here, and Ocarina of Time, they are both awesome games, some of my favourites to play, but I've played them to death. I already have Star Fox 64 on the Virtual Console, and not only do I already have Ocarina of Time, I was also such a nerd that I got the Ocarina of Time Master Quest Edition. I am not buying another version of Ocarina of Time, even if it's in 3D, unless you add something new to it that's gonna make me go to it, basically.
Yeah, I fully understand that. The one that I might consider getting is Ocarina of Time, because frankly, it's just a big nostalgia trip, and I don't care how many copies of a game I have, because I have 3 copies of Ogre Battle. But they better add something new to Star Fox, because while I loved the game whenever I first rented it back in something like 1998, I was 6, I still remember it being a very straightforward game. So, include new features that make it more replayable.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Nintendo do get around to do something like that. They may not, but here's something they do, because that's the only way they're going to get me interested. One comment I have actually heard is that Miyamoto has actually said he wants to find some way of correcting the water temple in Ocarina of Time, because the fan backlash against that was pretty big.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I just recently watched a top 10 review thing where it said that the water temple was one of the worst creations ever made because it was an underwater level.
Oh yeah, that temple just had a lot of bad memories. But anyway,
yeah, it was the one temple that I didn't go through myself. I had someone else do it for me.
Oh god, I remember that horrific temple. Anyway. Yeah, that's an upshot of it. We don't know what the game of 2010 will be yet. 3DS, we're not interested in 3D, but we're still, it might be interesting, that's all I'll say.
Yeah. My main worry about the 3DS was that they were going to make the new Pokemon game completely exclusive for that, which would have majorly pissed me off, but they don't seem to have.
No, that's still for the DS at the moment. And actually, I'll also say right now that I am really looking forward to that game.
Yeah, me too. Me once. Sven.